All right, everybody, it's me, Gregory Manarino. This is my post-market wrap-up, Wednesday, October 23rd, 2019. We're going to play a little game right now. I want you to, if you're able, as you're watching this video blog, open up a new window. I want you to, whatever search engine you use, just put in the word layoffs for the last 24 hours, just the last 24 hours, and look at the news that pops up. Again, keep in mind, this is just the last 24 hours. In case you don't know, because it's being hidden, absolutely hidden from the controlled media outlets, layoffs are skyrocketing. They're in a steady incline with no end in sight. Now, I know for a fact that you are not surprised about this if you follow this blog. I explained to you months ago that this was going on and it was going to get worse. Well, that's exactly what's going on here. However, again, keep in mind, they have to fist feed you. No, double fist feed you. The fake U3 unemployment numbers. They have to tell you that unemployment claims are the lowest they've been in X amount of time. It's a joke. And the joke is on you if you don't pay attention to these things. That's the truth. Honestly, the fact is we've lost our country. The leadership right now, via the controlled media outlets, they're all controlled. The mainstream media, do you think they're allowed to report anything real at any given time? Of course not. I mean, that's why most of you are here, because frankly, I don't give a damn. They can do whatever they want to me. I cannot be bought for any amount of money. Won't happen. So I will tell it like it is until they remove me from YouTube or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, we are in a controlled environment. It's managed. It's not much different than any other managed economy on earth. That's what we have, a managed media. This is communism. It is fascism. That's what we have. We are way beyond any kind of socialism. Again, I know some of you are locked into the two-party paradigm. You have to go one way or the other. No such thing as going up the middle. You know, the two-party system, which is really one party, is just designed to keep you distracted, off balance, confused, and angry. Once you get over that, believe me, your life will change. A whole new world of light will be cast upon you, and you'll be able to see through the charade. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed our little game here. Just open up a new window. Layoffs last 24 hours. You're going to see a whole bunch of news on this, and it's only going to get much worse. The question is, when are you going to lose your job as well or be laid off? It's coming. No doubt about it. Our economy is grinding to a halt. And it's just a joke. Anything to the contrary, or you hear someone try to tell you something to the contrary, they either, number one, don't get it, they don't know what they're looking at, or they're deliberately lying to you. And I'm not just talking about the president and his other flunkies. I'm talking about anyone. That's the truth. All right, so let's go back to this market. No surprise to you once again. Stocks finished higher across the board. This is the trend. It is risk on. It will remain risk on. Although the day was volatile all over the place, but we did finish higher nonetheless. That's the norm, so just get used to it. Silver, I think, finished slightly positive. Gold put on a fractional gain. Cryptocurrencies took a hit today. Do you know why? They had Zuckerberg before Congress. And if you paid any attention to this, look, Congress understands that the Federal Reserve is running the show, and they will not allow and do not want you in any other asset besides the dollar. If they were to bring up gold, believe me, you'd hear the same argument. You're not allowed to be in anything else besides the dollar. For the most part, this is how members of Congress are going to portray this. Of course, you're going to get the outliers who understand what's going on. But if they were to talk about, instead of Libra or any other cryptocurrency, and gold or silver. No, they're all bad. They're all bad. You must stay in the dollar. You must stay in a central bank issued note, which has no connection to the government whatsoever. The Federal Reserve is a private entity run by private banks, and they run our lives. Explain that one to me. Again, we could win. We could take this whole system down in less than an hour. We don't need a miraculous event to occur. We don't need the president to be reelected so he can take down the Fed, something that will never happen. And for any of you that are following YouTube blogs that are saying that will happen, I guarantee you I will be laughing. If President Trump wins the next election and the Federal Reserve remains, I'm going to make entire videos of just laughter, just cracking up to the point of like me being silly, maybe even peeing myself. That's the truth. Ain't happening. It's a pipe dream, and anyone else who's trying to tell you something different. And I know there are many shill paid YouTube channels that are pushing this narrative. Again, you have to understand what's really going on. It's a joke of epic proportions. The middle class has been set up for multiple decades to lose. They are losing. Again, going back to layoffs, the fake narrative with unemployment, U3. It's all distorted and it's all twisted. But this is a story, again, that we've seen forever. There's always those outliers who think they got to hold on to whatever hope they have. No, there's no hope at all. You've already lost. The only question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit back and hope that maybe there's going to be a gold standard and maybe we're going to take back our country from the Federal Reserve? I'll try not to laugh here. Or you can sit back and weaponize this perverted system against them. Understand what you're looking at. Disconnect yourself from the two-party paradigm, the brainwashing, the in-the-box thinking. Some people can't break out of it. It's an absolute impossibility, and that's a shame. But I think if you follow this blog, you're one of those who is more than capable of thinking outside the box, understanding what's going on, stepping back, looking at the bigger picture that's been going on now for multiple decades, and seeing how it's playing out right before your eyeballs. Yeah. While they try to convince you again that what you're seeing is it's not real. You know, it's very, very real, and there is a very dark, ugly force controlling all of this. And again, it's a collusion between governments and central banks and the private institutions that run them. Look, do you believe for a moment that, honestly, the United States government is not itself a private entity? You think this is really a government of the people, by the people, and for the people? Right now, that's the environment we have. They're all bought and paid for. They are all bought and paid for. The United States government is a private organization colluding with the Federal Reserve in this case, and this is happening all over the world, to bring about the final agenda, the final solution, which is a two-tier society, extreme haves, extreme have-nots, and elimination of the middle class. Period. The end. If you don't see that unfolding, henceforth the layoffs, henceforth the lies that you're being fist-fed, no, double fist-fed, and kicked in the ass all over the place. No, you must believe these things. You must comply. Seriously, why do you think they flash all this nonsense across the screens on the mainstream media, mainstream financial outlets? Because everything is just great? Yeah. No, because you again, the moment that your brain starts to engage, okay, and say, hold on a minute, what they're trying to tell me is not true, and I know this for a fact. They have to keep flashing it at you. Flash, flash, flash. And then so you fall back into the, oh, I must comply. I must comply. You know, that's what this is. And I'd be willing to bet most of you know that. All right, anyway. Kind of a long rant here, but everything I've said, please feel free to disagree with me, but if you do, tell me where I got it wrong, okay? I don't think I got a damn thing wrong. And with regard to this market, as long as you stay on the right side of it right now, and listen to what I'm explaining to you, you're going to do well. If you decide to bet against this market, like I continue to hear from people every single day, even today, you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed. Why? Look, you do what you want. It's your cash. You want to do, that's fine. But don't write to me and explain to me, Greg, I'm shorting the market. Good. Go ahead. Short the market all you want and see how that plays out for you. At one time, it's going to work. But for the most part right now, the game is risk on. Risk on. Henceforth, why? And I explained this to you weeks ago. You're seeing pressure on cryptocurrencies. You're seeing precious metals do nothing. It's going to remain this way for a while. This is the environment. It's fake. You won't. And look, the rigging in the debt market is at a fever pitch. And mark my words, I'm going to leave you off with this. Again, you haven't seen anything yet. This is the opening salvos of a much bigger picture. Again, why? The end game of the Federal Reserve and every world central bank run by the same entities is to be the lenders and buyers of last resort. People, the wet dream of every central bank is to have a leader like Mario Draghi, like President Donald Trump, who is calling for rate cuts, who is calling for dollar intervention, dollar devaluation, playing the good cop, bad cop role here. Meanwhile, full-blown QE right now, not a word, not a single freaking syllable from the President of the United States. And the only one so far that's had the guts to talk about what the Fed is doing right now is Elizabeth Warren. Yeah, sure. People like Bernie Sanders have been talking about the Fed for a long time. But what's happening now, one person decides to say, hey, hold on a minute. What's going on here? Again, I'm not endorsing anyone, and it doesn't matter at all whatsoever, period, the end, who sits in the pretty White House. Again, that's what you're supposed to believe. No, the world is run by the banks. When you realize that, again, a whole other world will open up to you. Until you break out of the indoctrination camp that you've attended for multiple decades. Once you break free from that, again, you will have a new life and a new perspective. And you'll understand what you need to do to take this, again, perverted system and make it work for you. That's all I want. All I want is for us all collectively to win, all right? You play the game they want you to play, every single politician, every one of them. They're not on your side. They don't give a damn about you. It's all about the corporate America, the corporations. I don't care what's coming out of one single Democratic hopeful's mouth. You believe what they're trying to tell you? They don't run the show. And once they get in that pretty White House, let me tell you, the rules will be laid out for them in a big way. I do believe that President Trump wanted to make a difference before he got into office, just like every other guy. And things are just not what they seem. Anyway, with that said, people, I love all of you. Please share this video. Very important, I think, at least. And I would love to hear from you. We'll read the comments. Again, feel free to say I'm wrong, but tell me where. Just don't say, because I read some of the idiotic comments. You're wrong, Greg. Oh, you're totally off base, Greg. Really? Oh, why don't you explain to me and all of us one thing I got wrong in this video blog? I dare you. I freaking dare you. See you in the morning.